It's not every day that I get excited about a Seiko. I've always preferred Swiss watch brands, and I find Seiko releases to be hit or miss, and just way too many watches being released. But the new Seiko 5 GMT kind of got me excited for Seiko. Oh god, am I changing? Are the Japanese putting something in the Bristol water? Either way, I love this watch. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, aka watch.gringa, and this is my weird little channel. I'm filming in a new spot right now, you might have noticed. We're renovating our house right now, and the old spot where I used to film currently doesn't have a floor, which I found quite problematic. So I've been banished to the garage. I'm not trying to copy Adrian, as some have implied. I'm just stuck in the garage. I have nowhere else to film. If I wanted to copy Adrian, I would paint this set black, and I would start drinking coffee. This is tea. This is tea. From my own unique merch, okay? This is not copying Adrian at all. But this isn't about me. This is about the new Seiko 5 GMT SSK 005. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. It's a phrase I never thought I'd say. But I want to buy this Seiko. So this watch isn't mine, it is on loan from my gorgeous, fabulous, and beyond generous friend Luke at watch.hightower on Instagram. Gringa subscribers remain the best people on earth, and you guys are far too generous with your watches. I couldn't run this channel without you guys, so thank you so much, Luke. Now, we've got to talk about this watch. The Seiko 5 collection has been the brand's entry-level mechanical line for the past 59 years. I am learning that the Seiko 5 can mean a great many of things. In the modern catalog, this is a Seiko 5, and so is this, and so is this. I'm not exactly sure what the Seiko 5 distinctives are. Perhaps it's the movement, with most of them sporting the 4R36 movement, with the exception of this one and this one. And they all have the date in the same place. But other than that, nothing else seems to be the same. Different handsets, crown location, and indices. I don't know. But with nearly 60 years of the Seiko 5, this is the first ever Seiko 5 GMT watch, and it might just be one of the most affordable mechanical GMT watches that money can buy. Looking at the specifications, this watch has a case size of 42.5 millimeters, a thickness of 13.6 mil, and a lug-to-lug of 47 millimeters. It's really great dimensions for the majority of wrists, and even with me, with my rinky-dink 5.5-inch wrist, I still found this incredibly wearable. It has a water resistance of 100 meters, get in, and inside the watch is a new movement, the 4R34 for the GMT complication. The movement is nothing to write home about. You will lose a metric buttload of seconds per month, but it's a $475 mechanical GMT. So what did you expect? Another thing you sacrifice at this price point is the bracelet. Luke actually sent it to me on this NATO. And as a NATO lover, it just makes me so happy. And I personally much prefer this to the bracelet. So it comes with a Jubilee style bracelet that apparently has a jingle jangle charm to it that Seiko collectors enjoy. I don't know how people enjoy a flimsy bracelet, but allegedly they do. I was going to say I long for hard and thick bracelets at this point. I was very nearly about to say that. But I saw too many "that's what she said" jokes coming in the comment section. You gotta anticipate these things. The comment section is like the Wild West. But I really have a thing for a well-constructed bracelet that has kept me out of the Seiko and Grand Seiko market so far. It also has drilled holes, making it easy to swap out the strap if you also don't prefer flaccid bracelets. I feel like I'm spending too much time nitpicking on stupid things though, which doesn't fully convey how I feel about this watch. This is the most affordable mechanical watch money can buy, and it's a dang great watch. I find this watch really charming, and it might just be the only Seiko I'd consider adding to my collection. Aesthetically, I find it really handsome, subtle, and understated. It has a lot of mindful details that I appreciate, applied indices that match the hand and bezel numbers, and of course the red GMT hand being the star of the show. I've always had a weird love of GMT watches. It's probably the most useful complication. Sorry, moon phase. And there's a certain romance of keeping another time zone in mind. I always set my second time zone to Toronto time so I can think of my family across the pond. So this watch is a collar GMT, which means when you are setting the watch, the independent moving hand is the GMT hand rather than the hour hand, which it would be in a true GMT. It doesn't really matter to modern people at all, it's just a stupid little distinction watch geeks would make. To set this watch, position 1 sets the GMT hand and the date, and position 2 sets all the hands. Another really interesting thing about this watch is the bezel. So when I first received it, I thought it was an all black bezel, but when the light hits it just right, it's actually a bicolor, kind of dark gray chrome. I find it really hard to describe, and it was even harder to film, so hopefully my B-rolls, which are showing up right now, kind of bring to life how interesting and unique the bezel is. It has a layer of hard Lex crystal over the numbers, and it looks really similar to how a sapphire bezel would look. According to Seiko, the hard Lex is more scratch resistant than the aluminium bezel insert, but I'm not sure if hard Lex would be as hard wearing as aluminium. My only gripe with the bezel is that it turns freely without a ratchet mechanism, so there's no clicks, and it just kind of feels a bit wrong. With Seiko, it kind of is what it is. If the moon swatch is Kraft dinner or Kraft mac and cheese, Seiko is Nando's. Hear me out here, guys. It's not the best, it's not exceptional, but it's always consistently very good. It's better than normal fast food, and it just feels a bit nicer than fast food, but you're also clearly not at the Ivy. From having this watch in and handling it, it just feels like you're getting so much watch for the price. Seiko will never be for everybody, but for Seiko people, this watch is quite the win. The Seiko 5 GMT feels a bit like a gateway drug into the brand, and I think I just might want to take a hit from the Seiko bong. This script is shit. Sorry, guys. Anyways, these are just some of my thoughts. As always, I'd love to hear some of yours in those comments down below. And don't forget to do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And until next time, until Sunday,